Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Riftbound Market Pulse. That's right. We're going to start looking at the prices of different Riftbound items, right, as we are now less than a month away from the English release. I kind of want to look at what things are selling for on eBay, kind of out of the collector's items that we have. And then I'm also going to be looking at kind of some of the prices of cards in China and kind of see how that translates over to possibly what the English prices could be. But first off, I kind of want to start off by this awesome news. They just dropped the news today about the regionals. It's happening December 5th through the 7th in Houston, and tickets went on sale today, and then they were sold out almost instantly. The premium pass, which cost $300, there was only 300 spots, sold out in, I think, 15, 20 minutes. And the regular pass to just play in the qualifier sold out in, I think, 2 hours. I think we saw there was 1,000 spots total. So crazy that that sold out so quickly, but it's just showing the hype for the game is definitely here. Um, as you can see here, this is something I thought was funny over here on the right on the Ari art. On the Ari art, you can see it says Kaisa. So I don't know who put this together or what's going on here, but apparently this Ari is Red Kaisa, so that's interesting. But yeah, we got some awesome news here. As you saw, there's this premium competitor badge. It's part of the reason that I want to bring it up in this video is that it's got some cool collector stuff. I was actually able to snag myself one of these. It was only open for 15 minutes, but I didn't even read the page. I went straight here and I bought my badge because I want to go to this event, especially with all this cool stuff in it. So if you were able to get the badge, you got a voucher for four side events, a booster box, some promos, and you also get a 1 out of 300 2x2 Riftbound card back sheet, which is framed. You can see it down here. And there's also this exclusive mat, which you only get from this package as well. So I am really excited to attend this event. If you guys are there and want to say hi, for sure, send me a message and we can meet up. But yeah, that's really exciting. Um, I don't want to go too much into this because that's not what the video is about, but they dropped a lot of information here. So if you are curious about the Riftbound qualifier event in Houston, definitely go and check out this page. It's on the Riftbound official website. All right, well, let's hop right into it. I wanted to start off with the trial decks. So first, I want to look at the old Riftbound Chinese trial sets. Now, those are a little bit hard to find these days. There aren't a lot of sold listings that I can find. So there was this one listing here with all the new ones and the old ones for 620. I actually think this was probably a pretty decent deal because the old set here on the bottom, I think are going for 300 or 400 now when I was seeing them before. If you don't know the difference between the old and the new trial decks, basically the UI changed pretty drastically for Riftbound um, over the course of the year. So the old set was with the old UI, and the new set is with the new UI with the new UI, and there was a lot less of the old set printed. So, you're really finding the old UI to be pretty expensive. This is one here that you can see it has all the old art on it. It sold for 300 for the set of three back in August. I think, oops, I think this has gone up quite drastically. Um, oh, sorry, this is an English deck. Um, but yeah, you can see it's pretty expensive. Let me see if I can find another sold one here. Yeah, here we go. Another $300 in, August 10th. So as of August, the old UI Chinese decks were $300 for a set of four. I don't think you're gonna find them for cheaper than that ever again. Um, so yes, and this is kind of an example here of the old UI. This is actually the promo card that you can get from the silver packs. We'll talk about those a little bit later. But this is the old UI, compared to the new, which you can see is quite drastically different, in my opinion. the new UI was greatly improved. Yeah, we're looking at like $300, right? Then, if we're looking at the new Chinese trial decks, you can see they're going for about $100 for a set of four. These were given out to LGSs. Um, and yeah, you're looking at, well, maybe a little bit. Oh, no, sorry, this one's English. But yeah, you're looking at about down here. It's pretty much other results. I'm only looking at sold listings, but yeah, it's about $200 for the set in July, September. This sold for, we don't know what this actually sold for, but it was listed for 300. Um, this one here sold for 100. What was this? Two days ago. So yeah, you're looking at anywhere between 100 and $200 for the new UI Chinese trial decks. Now we got the English trial decks. Um, these are going for prices that are actually kind of blowing my mind. I would have expected these to be a lot lower than what they are, but here you can see the full set of trial decks with a promo card sold for 750 yesterday. Kind of crazy. I mean, this just seems insane. Um, here selling for $100 for just one deck. 185 for two decks, 100 for one deck. Yeah, like these prices are kind of outrageous, right? And these are all pretty recent sales, right? So you're looking at like $100 per deck, um, which is kind of bizarre. This was a bid, two of them for 160, so about 180 each. Sorry, not 180, about 80 each. Um, yeah, so we're looking about 80 to $100 per new English trial deck, which I think is bizarre. I think people were expecting them to print more for the LGSs and then for the LGSs to give them out at the trial events. But I mean, most stores that I've seen have gotten like two sets of decks, maybe three, right? And they want to use them for their stores. Um, so yeah, the price of these might stay up here, right? Like maybe not go down again, right? So we're really looking at $100 a deck. Then we have the old English trial decks. Now, these are almost impossible to find, much harder to find sealed as well. So these were only given out at the TFT Macau event back in 2024. And it was given out to very few people. We don't actually know how many decks are out there, but it's not a lot. So we're looking at the old UI trial decks just like this. You can see 2 days ago or 3 days ago, this Jinx trial deck sold for $7,000 sealed. I think this is bizarre. No one should be paying this. This is a crazy number. Um, maybe this is fake. I don't know. This feels like it has to be fake. So we'll see. This is not the correct here. So here we go. You can see this English one. It's September 20th. All four of them sealed, sold for $15,000. Um, Actually bizarre. Here we got the Jinx one for 400, Volley for 400. And yeah, you can really see these sold for a lot. This is a card that is inside the Jinx trial deck. It looks like they got it graded and they sold it for $1,200. This is also just I can't put words to how bizarre this is. Um, but yeah, these are going to be hard to find. Here we go. Another one. This is Misfortune, graded in a 10, $600. Um, just a little bit mind blowing. Once again, these are going to be really hard to find. These are like premium collector's items, right? So the original English decks, there's no older decks that, is on the market. Yeah, selling for $400 each or $15,000 sealed, apparently. I think this is bizarre, but who knows? Maybe it's fake. But yeah, $15,000 for a sealed set of four old UI trial decks. All right, let's move on from the madness and we will go to more reasonable things. So next we have the silver packs. So these were given out in China before release, and you can see it has the old UI. This is actually a really good one here. you can see you have the four different heroes, and these all came in a silver pack with the old UI. Looks like this one sold for $85. Um, let's see if I can find some more listings here. This one sold for 100, so this is what comes in that silver pack. This one graded sold for a little bit under 150. So yeah, you're looking at about, 80 to $100 for these promos um, that were given out in the silver packs. There hasn't been a sale in a while, which makes you think maybe they're a little bit more. So yeah, this is the silver. You can see for sold for 155 a couple of weeks ago. Um, so yeah, I think the prices on these will probably just continue to go up. This one sold for 85. Yeah, so 85 to 150. These prices are kind of all over the place, but these like silver packs, you can't really find them anymore, especially unopened. All right. Next, we have the red promo packs. So these were given out for Chinese New Year, I believe. And these are the exclusive Timo cards. So you can see they've been selling for 80, 120. It's this card right here. You can see the graded version by CGC was graded for and sold for 222, 43 bids, right? So definitely interest in this card, which came in these red packs. These red packs also came with a Poro coin. Like you can see this one sold for the promo plus the coin as well. You can't see the coin in the picture, sold for 130. Um, I couldn't find any of the coins listed by themselves, but it's just basically a Poro coin. I've got one. It's cool. I think they were using it to track how many points you have. But yeah, selling for about $100. I'll be curious to watch this again, in like a year from now and see how the pricing of these old pre-release packs have moved. There isn't a lot of volume on them, so I'm sure, selling or listings will be few and far between. Then we got the Riftbound jumbo boxes. You can see they're selling now for about $80 each pretty consistently. This person bought a very overpriced case. But yeah, 75, 65, 75, 80. You're really looking at about $80 a box for the Chinese jumbo boxes. Then for the slim boxes, these are really not selling well because, as we've seen, they don't have great packs in general. But yeah, we got $40, we got $50. We got a case here for 520 about for both of these. So yeah, 45 to $50 for the slim boxes. All right. Next, we have the English Riftbound boxes. So these MSRP for 120, and obviously, it's a little bit. You still have 3 weeks to go until their release, so these are all pre-sales, but they're pre-selling right now for $250, double MSRP. It's kind of crazy. This case sold for $1,600. I think MSRP for a case is $700, I believe. Maybe 720 actually. But yeah, it's look at these. This is crazy. 280, 280, 160 for a box. This is just these prices are nuts. You can see like as we go, so these are more recent up here. And as we go back in time, they go down a little bit, 160, 175. This one got one for, pretty much MSRP. It seems like this like mid-September was okay, and then all of a sudden it just got crazy. Oh no, yeah, in October, yeah, it's wow. So anyway, so they're going for about 250 now, which is a lot. I'm trying to get to my next tab, but the thing's in the way. Oh, yeah, we got the same thing on TCG Player. 256 is the lowest sold right now. It's bizarre. 260 for one jumbo box. You can see kind of how the price have moved. And on TCG Player for pre-sale stuff, it's a little bit hard to gauge how accurate this is, right? But I mean, there has been 352 sold, so it's not nothing. It's not nothing. You can see like four sold today for or five sold today for 260. So it is what people are paying right now. Sorry, I have to get this to go to my next tab. All right. Next, we have the arcane boxes. All right, so these are the Chinese arcane. You can see some of the graded versions of the cards are going for about $100 each in PSA nines. So this is not tens. These are PSA nines. Um, and yeah, you can see like a full pristine set sold for 650, right? Um, you can see here 200, 230. These have actually gone down a little bit. It looks like because oh sorry, this is English pre-sale. These are English. I was gonna say I thought the Chinese ones were selling for a lot more. So hold on, let me skip those. Skipping those. Um, Here we go. 600 for this is kind of what I was thinking. These boxes with the six arcane promos from the Chinese set are selling for about a 600 per box right now. You can see 500. This graded version of Jinx sold for 300. This got bid up here. 550. I'm not seeing more. I've seen a lot of sales on the arcane boxes, Chinese, for about 500 to $600. That's kind of what I'm seeing them at. Um, and what's cool about these arcane promos is that the UI is using the old UI, right? So some of the things on the cards are a little bit different than what's going to be on the English version. So these actually might be worth a little bit more. And we know there was only 5,000 of these sold total ever, right? So there's only 5,000 of these floating out in the wild. Um, or is it 500? No, it's 5,000. It's either 5,000 or 500, but I'm pretty sure it's 5,000. So yeah, that's what these guys are selling for. All right, then we have the English arcane promos. So these were live for about 12 hours, I think, on Riftbound's website. And they were MSRP for, I believe, $70. And people are now selling them for, as you can see here, $200, 230. Someone bought this for 350, right? 300. Wow, this is really getting up there. So yeah, 200 to $300. We're seeing the pre-orders for the arcane boxes when they were sold for $70 each through Riot. It was up for like 12 hours. Um, so yeah, we're seeing a big price increase there. All right. Next we got. I think that's that. Yeah, I've already gone over the Riftbound Chinese boxes. Then we have some like playmats that I wanted to cover as well. I haven't seen too many playmats sell, but there were Chinese playmats at the um, LGS launch event in China, and they had some of these exclusive mats you can see here. And there is a full set of the mats that sold for 600. These paper mats, I don't know what they're selling for, but they should sell for like $10. This is crazy. This sold for anywhere close to this. Um, so yeah, about $600 for all of them. We'll see where that ends up landing. All right, and then finally, I kind of wanted to go over the price of the overnumbered cards. We're seeing them kind of sell for $40 to $50 on eBay for the non-signatures. And there isn't a lot of bids on the signature ones, but I've been seeing them for anywhere between $200 and $600, like all depending on which one it was. I will say that the hit rates on them felt actually pretty generous, but that could have been because I just got lucky. You know, I don't know. um, I do have this spreadsheet here with kind of pricing from the Chinese marketplace. I did not put this together. This was put together by I forgot his name now, but he's in the Riftbound Discord server. I think his name is Hardin or something like that. It starts with an H. I'm so sorry that I forgot your name, but thank you so much for giving me this spreadsheet so I can use it for this video. But basically, he's the prices here is what it is listed for on their marketplace, and this is how much it would cost um, in alt art here. Then on the left here, he kind of adjusted it for the price of what it would be in a US box. at MSRP, and then at whatever the TCG player price is right now, which it's at $300 right now. Looks like he updated this on September 20th. We're going to kind of ignore these two columns and just look at what it's actually selling for in China. I want to look at the epics because I think that'll be interesting. We can see, most epics are selling for under $5. Most of these are under $1, right? So we're really selling really, really cheap. I mean, you can see some of the more like playable cards are selling for more. Like Kaisa, you can see it's selling for $12, and the alt arts are selling for a little bit more. What's another expensive one? Set is selling for a little bit. Nothing crazy though. $5. That's not bad at all. Um, so yeah, you can see epics are actually not that bad. We're not too worried about the prices of epics. I mean, Deadloom Predator maybe a little bit expensive, $23. Um, and this is selling in China on their marketplace if you were to buy it straight off of there. White Flame Protector, another staple card in a lot of Yi decks over there, is selling for a bit. So you can see a lot of the playable cards are selling for a little bit more. Showstopper, same there. All right. And then if we were to let's look at some of the overnumbered cards. We're seeing them go for, oh, wow, sets so cheap. Anywhere from $10 to $30, $40 for Ari for just the regular overnumbered cards in China. Then when you look at the signatures, Kaisa being the most expensive at $300 about, Ari at 235, Misfortune at 210. Um, Really, it's these prices are a lot cheaper than I expected them to be, to be honest. Um, of course, if you convert it over to dollars, given the 300% markup, Ari is 760 and Kais is $1,000. But as I said, you can't really base it off of this. I will not be shocked if Kaisa and Ari are $1,000 when the English cards come out, but it's a little hard to just gauge it, off of this. But still, really cool to see it like this. But yeah, in China, they're going for quite a lot cheaper than I would have expected. And pretty much all the rest, like all the rares and epics and battlefields and whatnot. I mean, it's all pretty much selling for bulk, right? It's all 4 cents. So hopefully that means that we won't see too bad of prices on release because it seems like there's plenty of it. And that's kind of what I saw too from my polls. As long as we're talking about non-foils, um, most like there were a lot of rares, commons, and uncommons that you pull. Like it feels like you get a lot of those. And it's not too hard to get your play sets. The epics are a little bit of a different story. I think the epics might be a little bit more expensive here than they are in China. Um, just kind of what my gut tells me. But I thought this was very interesting. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over that. I thought there was some cool stuff here. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe that's went on for what, 23 and a half minutes. Maybe I droned on a little bit too much here. You guys let me know if I should maybe try and cut it down a little bit shorter. I think future videos I'll be covering a little bit less and maybe streamline this a little bit more. This is kind of the first time I've done anything like this, so any feedback is welcome. And yeah, once again, we're on that road to 500 subs and then 1,000 subs. At both of those milestones, I'll be doing a giveaway to my subscribers. So if you could leave this video a like and sub, that would be much appreciated. All right, thank you all. You guys have a good day.